those initial drag downs, you said you hit, you used the select key and you hit shift, or
Uh,
were you just using your square marquee tool?
I use the square marquee tool, and then I
Okay.
just pull it down. And then once I have the first one in place, I just hold the shift key, and I give it a
Okay.
little plus sign right there.
Uh-huh.
And so then it just adds two.
Gotcha. As to the selection.
Right.
Gotcha.
So I can go that route. So doing a little Broadway boogie woogie here. I'm gonna say edit, fill, foreground color, make a new layer. And this time I'll hide that one. I will deselect. Then I'll come over here and I'll start on this side. Plus sign activity. We'll get some side, edit, fill. This time I will color, go to red. Again, Mondrian was a big fan of the primaries. So hide those, deselect. So I'll switch up to yellow. And here. I'm just holding down the shift key. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to hold down the option key on the Mac. Not sure what it is on the PC. That's the takeaway. I'm going to say edit, fill. Fill the foreground color, boom. So now I have created a Mondrian.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I missed this whole square up here. That's okay. So this I could go in, I could duplicate, use the magic wand, say edit, transform, rotate, hold down the shift key so it locks in 15-degree increments. Now what this allows me to do is I can now put the yellow layer in front of the blue layer or below the blue layer. So now I have yellow behind blue, behind red. Again, I can go in and duplicate the red layer. I can say edit, transform, rotate, and it rotates the red layer. I can move that. And again, I can say, well, I want to make sure that it goes that way. I don't like that. There we go. And just by duplicating and rotating and adjusting, I can get a very kind of different thing. Now, with this too, I can, again, go in here and wherever my layers went, I can select this layer. And again, something simple like a small little drop shadow. You see how it starts to affect it in the background. I can decrease the spread a little bit, decrease the distance a little bit. So it becomes a more subtle kind of transition. So you can see how that yellow is now sort of pushing out. I can copy that layer style, paste that layer style, paste that layer style, paste that layer style, and then paste that layer style. So now you can start seeing the pieces are starting to pop out from each other. So what's in front, what's in back, and what's around makes a real difference. And so if you wanted to go in this direction, as opposed to using just the shrinking shapes, boom, 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 you can do that. Again, we're going to end up with 8 total 10 by 10s so that you can put them together. And it does come into sort of a color theory thing. And like Mondrian liked the primaries because they were pretty simple. And I somehow, in all this rotating and moving, have still sort of missed this corner up here. I don't know what's up with that. But that's on my nerves. So I'm going to move this layer over and be like, nah, there you go. No, I don't like that. Well, I grabbed the wrong layer.
So Professor Chestnut, you want us to have a total of 10 layers, or do you want to do 10 separate panels and then put them together?
Is it 10? I thought it was 8.
Or 8 separate panels.
8
Okay,
separate
gotcha.
panels. And then with those panels, There just needs to be sort of a visual balance between them. I mean, because that's really what we're looking at here. Because I mean, you can see the implied circle, you can see the implied circles here. Well, none of them are actually circles. They're all sort of curves. The Mondrian is a little bit more forgiving because it's Mondrian. You might want to, in these cases, to put a frame in it, like they did in that piece. See how the frame kind of confines the crazy, because if not, then this would have become a circle. And it wouldn't have had the implied nature, which would have neutralized the others and their implied nature. It goes into design. Questions?